The following announcement has been paid for by DaMightyBenStein.
What's up, YouTube? It's DaMightyBenStein here, and welcome to another episode of Unboxing Day. Today I am bringing you the unboxing of the February 2016 Video Games Monthly. Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service similar to those like Loot Crate and NerdBlock, except instead of getting useless junk you'll probably never use, you get old school video games. Now how I'm going to do this is I'm going to tell you the game I have in here and give you some information about the game itself. So without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, let's open this box up. Alright, first we got this bubble wrap. Let's get rid of that. Alright, I'm going to open it, take a look. Oh, I got a pack of cards. I'm not sure if these are originals or reproductions, but it's kind of cool to have. Alright, next up. Oh, yes, baby! I got a 3-up, which means I get 3 extra games in this month's box. Now, before I continue on, VGM has 4 different packages that you can use, that you can subscribe to. There's 3 games for $30 a month, 4 games for $35 a month, 5 games for $40 a month, and 10 games for about $75 a month. For this month, I chose the 4-game package, so in here we're going to have 7 games. Yeah, take a look. There was a 1, it got crossed out and put a 3 on it, so I'm excited. So let's take a look here. Oh, okay. Oh, looks like we got an NES game. Let's take a look. Yes! Home Alone on the Nintendo Entertainment System. What a buttload of crud.
Home Alone was released in October of 1991 for the NES, published by THQ and developed by Bethesda. Yes, the same Bethesda behind the massively popular Elder Scrolls and Fallout franchises. This game is definitely a far cry from both of them. The object is to survive 20 minutes in the McAllister house without getting caught by either of the wet bandits. It's a short game, but one that's so hard it's basically unplayable. Not to mention it's also quite boring. Don't even bother wasting your time with this one.
Wow. First game right off the bat, and it's an AVGN game. Now, an AVGN game is a game that has been reviewed by the Angry Video Game Nerd. Oh, looks like we got a Game Gear game next. I had no idea this existed. Next up, we got Pac-Man.
Pac-Man was released in 1991 for the Game Gear, published and developed by Namco. It's one of several home versions of the arcade classic, and while the graphics and sound in this version are quite stellar, the controls are a little bit on the stiff side. While it wasn't necessarily a bad game for its time, there are better alternatives that exist today. You would be better downloading the original arcade version on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network.
Alright, game number 3. Let's see here. Ooh, a Game Boy game. Let's see what we got. Frogger 2 for Game Boy Color.
Frogger 2 was released in September of 2000 for the Game Boy Color, published by Hasbro Interactive and developed by Blitz Games. It's classic, addicting Frogger gameplay with good graphics for an 8-bit system to boot. If you see a copy floating around on eBay or in a retro game store, go check it out.
Alright, game number 4. Ooh, a Sega Genesis game. Oh, snap! Sonic 2 for the Sega Genesis.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released in November of 1992 for the Sega Genesis, published by Sega and developed by Sonic Team. This game introduces Tails into the mix as he helps Sonic in his quest to take down the Death Egg and Dr. Robotnik. It is one of the best Sonic games of all time and definitely a must-have in any Sega Genesis collection. Even if you have the game on a compilation disc for a newer system, I would still recommend getting this one.
Of course, the label isn't exactly in the best shape, but hey, as long as the thing works, I mean, I could care less. Alright, got a Game Boy Advance game. Alright, I got Disney The Incredibles.
The Incredibles was released in October of 2004 for the Game Boy Advance, published by THQ and developed by Helix. It's a beat-em-up game based on the movie of the same name. I've played other beat-em-ups like Double Dragon and Final Fight, and this game doesn't hold a candle to either of them. The fact that it uses a password system when that practice stopped back in the 90s makes this a hard sell. This would be entertaining to the target audience of the game, but people that are used to better will have a hard time being amused by this one.
Another Game Boy game. It is... Oh, this is interesting. Dexterity.
Dexterity was released in July of 1990 for the Game Boy, published and developed by SNK. It's a puzzle game that doesn't get talked about a lot when talking about games from SNK, but it's actually a decent game. It's a good game to play if you have an hour or so to kill.
One more game. Alright, it's another Game Boy Advance title, and it is... interesting. Tony Hawk's Underground.
Tony Hawk's Underground was released in October of 2003 for the Game Boy Advance, published by Activision and developed by Vicarious Visions. I've never played a Tony Hawk game before, so I had to get used to the controls of the game, but when I did, I actually liked it. In order for me to truly enjoy this one would probably require a ton of practice, which I might not have a lot of time to spare for it, but if you're a Tony Hawk fan, I would recommend this one.
Alright, so let's recap. I got one NES game, one Sega Genesis game, one Game Gear game, two Game Boy Advance games, an original Game Boy game, and a Game Boy Color game. This is actually a pretty good haul, for my first month. I mean, I'm very happy about it. That's going to do it for the video for today. So please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by DaMightyBenStein.